Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play of Crusader Kings 2 Conclave. This is our Irish Spring Let's Play, where I am going through at definitely a slower pace and explaining everything in what I feel is pretty good detail to help out newer Crusader Kings 2 players to try to not feel so overwhelmed and give up on what I feel like is one of the better games that I've ever played. So anyways, in our last episode, we were sitting around, we were trying to make some money so that we could hire mercs to go to war with Desmumain to make him a part of our duchy. Well, in the process, we managed to fabricate a claim on Lagan here. Unfortunately, the Earl of Lagan, or whatever, he died, and it was inherited by the Earl of Dublin, who has now made Lagan his primary title. He's actually our nephew, which is interesting. We have, okay, so his mother is my half-sister. Interesting. Okay. Well, anyways, so now what we're going to do is we've decided that we're going to go back to plan A. Sorry, I keep on rolling around. The floor protector that I have right now for under my rolly chair is one that's made for hardwood, like a hard surface. And when we moved, now my office, instead of being on a hard surface, is on carpet. So I need to get a different kind of, protective thing for my carpet that I have in here, because I have used a rolly chair before on carpet, and that will straight up ruin a carpet. And I don't want to ruin a carpet because I want to get my deposit back when I move. All right, so anyways, hopefully I won't be moving anytime soon, though, because moving sucks. So we're almost at 200 gold. We said that was kind of our line of demarcation for hiring mercs. Let's just look, though, and make sure that we can hire some mercs. So these guys are already hired out. So it looks like we have two choices. The Catalan band or the Saxon band. Both of them equally, I guess, pretty much equally as good. I mean, the difference here would be Catalan band costs a little bit less per month. And the reason that it costs a little bit less is because its composition is a little bit cheaper. It has more light infantry, which is the cheapest unit type in the game, and the Saxon band here actually has some pikemen. So interesting. We will probably just go with the Catalan band. It's not really going to matter the comp at this point. What's more so going to matter is just the warm bodies. So, all right, let's go ahead and get some more money before we hire them. So at 10 gold a month, that means that we could support them for 5 months. So maybe we should wait till we're at about 225 or something. All right, so our Bishop, Kolob of Sildalua, has again succeeded in his efforts to make the Pope see how benevolent we are. My liege, my mission to Rome has so far been a success. During my visit to the court of Pope Alexander II, I seem to have managed to make him understand what a benevolent and pious ruler you really are, and he sends his regards. So now the Pope will like us plus 35, which is not amazingly good, but it's probably good enough to keep the Pope from, wanting to excommunicate us or something of that ilk, which would be terrible. I keep on mentioning that, but basically, if you're excommunicated as a Catholic ruler, other Catholic people can declare war on you because of that, because you're excommunicated. So it gives everybody who is Catholic a free casus belli on you, which is terrible. So it looks like he's got a host. So Sildar here is probably going to be taken over by a host, which kind of stinks because these hosts have more troops inherently than he would normally have. I mean, he has 1.2k, the host has 1,800. So my liege, since I arrived in Tuad Mumain, there's never been a shortage of soldiers reinforcing the troops stationed there. Under our guidance, they believe fame and fortune awaits them. So, very good. Very good. It's almost time to go to war. In fact, we're going to war right now. Unless something changed. Still no allies. 1.20k troops. Everything should be kosher here. Wow, that guy's pretty good. Actually, yeah, we really We want to attack him now because if he takes over, they're going to have more troops. So what we do is we click on his county and we right-click him and we go declare war. And we can either, we have two justifications. We can make him tributary, which tributary wars, I mean, I don't know. I think I've said this in my other videos before. They're okay. Sometimes I will do them, but generally I don't. I mean, you do gain prestige, and you would gain like 40% of his yearly income, but his yearly income is probably jack squat. So it would be better just to do this. So we have a de jure claim on Desmumain. It says the county of Desmumain is de jure, a vassal of King Murchad of Mumuz, which is cause enough for war. If we win the war, King Murchad becomes Earl Tadg's new liege. So basically what that's telling us is we don't get the county. Instead, he would become our vassal, and he's not going to like us. So that's why it's really important for us to revoke his title, because he's not going to give us any troops. If we make a white peace, we would lose 100 prestige. If we lose the war, we would lose 200 prestige and pay him 176 gold. But I don't anticipate that we're going to lose. Our council says yes, so we are going to send that, and we immediately go to war. And then we're going to raise all of the levies, have them meet there, and we're going to go ahead and hire. We're going to hire some mercs. So we're just going to go with, oh, we can't even hire the Catalan band anymore. Somebody hired them out. So I guess we're going to have to go with the Saxon band. Them Saxons. Yeah, Saxon band it is. These guys are a little bit more per month. But the reason for that is because they don't have, you see they don't have any light infantry. They're heavy infantry, and they're pretty good comp. So anyways, we're just going to get the Saxon band. Boop. Now they're going to have to get some morale. That's what's going to have to happen. So they're just going to sit there for a moment. He's going to call up his troops. But what's going to happen is he doesn't, I mean, I don't think that the computer really looks at morale when it considers attacking so much. Because he's going to look over here and he's going to see, well, 1,500 troops. And he's going to see, well, this is 200, but he's got 1,500 coming. So they're just going to sit there. And what's going to happen is we're going to attack into them. Kaiser Heinrich IV of the Holy Roman Empire has set up Pope Wigerich as an anti-pope named Pope Sylvester IV. So apparently he got tired of the regular pope, so he set up his own pope. That's not good, because what happens is anytime there's an anti-pope, it immediately drops the moral authority of the Catholic faith down 30%. Now, why moral authority is good to have high is because when you have high moral authority, you get less Catholic heresies, which in turn means that you have less heresy uprisings. So, generally, you want the moral authority of the Catholic faith to be as high as possible. As high as possible, so. Alright, but there's nothing, there's not that we can do about it. So, we're just going to take it for what it is. Go ahead and unpause. Okay, so we have about 1,800 there and 1,500 here. So I think we will just, let's see, where's the, no river crossing. So we can just straight up attack in, which we want to do immediately. We will be engaging first with, well, actually, they got there first. Nice. Oh, and we have a technological advance already. So let's take a look at it. So anytime that you have enough technology points to point up everything in a category, that's when this will pop up. There will be times where you can afford to purchase like maybe everything but one, and you won't see this. So it's not always a good idea if you know that you want a cheaper tech versus a more expensive tech. It's not always a good idea to wait for this pop-up to happen. But generally early game, I don't really mess with it too much. But as the game progresses, you'll see me be a lot more proactive about this. So, so military advances, right? Well, probably the most important thing for us here is going to be military organization at first, because it gives us morale, and we want to get retinues as quickly as possible. So you can see, even though we only have 2 counties, we're already sitting at 209 cap. So just a few more counties, and we should be able to have our first retinue, which would be a big deal. Big deal. Okay, let's unpause and let this battle play out. Should be a comp stomp, basically. Again, my liege, I believe that one of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with conspiratorial factions if the proper leverage is obtained. How do you wish to proceed? We're going to do the same thing that we did before, because we really were just trying to catch him in a plot. So, and if he were to join a faction, it wouldn't really be a big deal. Okay, so he only has 600 troops left. He's going to shattered retreat to, you know, God knows where. What I'm probably going to do at this point is I'm going to take this army of Captain Alfred here and disband them. If we had more money, we could potentially have kept them on and then went directly back to war with these guys. That way we only have to pay that hiring fee one time, but I didn't really want to wait that long to hire somebody, so we're just going to disband them. And now we still have our 1,500, which is plenty to siege, and we're not paying that additional 11 gold per month. So what's going to happen, we're going to unpause, and he's going to shattered retreat to, you know, somewhere up here. And then once his morale is recovered enough to where he can move, he'll probably come back down here and he'll start sieging on something here. But because we already have a jump on him in war score, it shouldn't be a big deal. A daughter was born to Brian McMurchant and Octreda, so this is my heir. Had a daughter named Tamare. Okay. Cool. Now, normally, if I was at war, I would probably slow the game down a little bit. Yeah, he doesn't even have enough troops to siege that, which is good. I would normally slow the battle speed down a little bit. However, because it's just a war for one county, and there's not really much he can do at this point, I'm going to leave it on speed 5. Tadg is no longer steward for King Murchad. What happened to Tadg? He died a natural death at age 61. Well, farewell, friend. We have an open council position now for steward. Who do we have here? Ooh, that's that new guy. Ooh, he would be an even better marshal than this guy. Unfortunately, this guy would not be a good steward, so we're going to make him our steward. Don Duban. Collect taxes. And we also have a child that lacks an education focus. So Murchad is now 12. And he acquired Rowdy. So we must have given him that struggle education. So he acquired Rowdy and Willful. So Rowdy and Willful is good for Marshal. So we're going to continue his Marshal education. And we're going to hope that Rowdy turns into Strong. So we're going to pair him up with somebody who is Irish and has a good martial trait. So this person right here, Don Duban. Boom. Okay. I did see that in one of the coming patches, they released some information where they're kind of going to be changing it up now. They're going to be putting a little bit more emphasis on the educator. They're going to have some special events more special events where educators can actually further affect the traits of their wards, which I think is good. I think they kind of took it too far in the other direction with the education thing. Like, I think you should be able to add more than what you're able to add right now. Okay, unpause and go. So we're just going to finish this out. We are losing a little bit of money, but as we siege places down, we're also going to be getting like a pittance that should, make up for it a little bit. Aha! There it is. There it is. My liege, may you live in harmony and contentment. I have discovered a plot where Earl Ragnvald of Urmumain seeks to fabricate a claim on the petty kingdom of Mumu. That's what we're waiting on. So, because we have caught him trying to fabricate a claim, we have righteous imprisonment on him. We have a 53% chance of success based on our state intrigue. The council doesn't want to let us imprison him, which is funny. This affects me negatively. No particular opinion of the matter has been swayed by the diplomacy rating of other voters. Really? Huh. So what's going to happen here is we're going to have to bribe somebody here to come over to our side. Maybe 2 people. And I think if we just got 1, maybe we could get them over. Because we want to imprison this guy. So that we can take his county. Alright, but yeah, we're just gonna wait. The siege is going pretty well, so it shouldn't take too long. What do we got here? Ruler unmarried. Really? She died. Okay, well, she was a little old. She was just a little old. All right, so let's marry somebody again. See if we can find an old geezer. Or somebody who is chaste would also be okay, or celibate. I'd marry somebody celibate. Celibate, homosexual. Because that gives them a negative. Oh, she's celibate. She's chaste. So that's a minus 15. And homosexual, another minus 15. So she's minus 30% to her fertility. She is a Midas touch, though, so that's plus 15. So it kind of offsets. The reason I'm looking at these is because I don't really want to lose a bunch of prestige. But I don't want to have a bunch of kids either. In fact, I don't want to have any kids at this point. All right, we'll just go over here and search all for women. Not imprisoned, not married, my religion. And let's go by age. Well, we don't want her to be too old. We're going to look for some good scores. Her scores are decent. Again, decent. Not too bad. Pretty good. Thora. I'd like to find somebody with pretty good... Marshall would be good. Yeah. Not terrible. She's not bad, but she's too young. She's too young. Really? Damn. Quick and attractive. Tempting. It's very tempting. Oh my goodness. She's a hunter too. They would like each other too much, I think. Yeah, she's pretty well rounded. She's got the higher martial, a little bit of everything else. Alright, we'll marry you. Arranged marriage. Yeah, we're going to lose 200 prestige from this. It's unfortunate. So that's going to take us to negative 220. Which is going to put us even further away from, revoking. Blick. But, she's got some pretty decent scores, so. Alright, so that siege is done. We're at 69%, so we need one more siege, and we can finish this off. And now, the way it works is generally, as long as you have enough soldiers to siege the holding down, as you siege a county, each holding after the first one is going to go quicker and quicker. My liege, since I arrived at Tuad Mumain, there has never been a shortage of soldiers. So, again, we are reinforcing our levies. It's good. Your nephew, Malachi, sent you a gift. It is a small puppy, but one of the finest pedigree and destined to grow into a great hunting dog. So, of course, I will accept this gracious gift. And we're going to name it Faithful. The name does not matter. No one, to my knowledge, one iota. Just whatever moves you, I suppose. Okay, so we're at 100%. Even though he does still have a third holding here, he is ready to take a peace offer. So, and yes, so now he is our vassal. But as you can see, he does not like us, and most of that is from, well, I mean, he wants a seat on the council, which has pissed him off even more than us declaring war, and the declared war will eventually go away. So he could actually be a pretty decent steward, better than this guy. So we're gonna put him on our council, I guess. Actually, we might want to, because if we put him on the council, he's gonna hate us still. And yeah, we might want to try and get some get a law or two passed or something here. It might be easier. What I'm trying to get at here is he's going to be harder to work with than the other guy. So let's get this revocation thing dealt with, and then we can put him on the council. So, all right, let's see. I know I don't want to extort my subjects. Okay, well, we can't try to imprison it. Well, we can go against the will of the council, but it's viewed as an act of tyranny, which makes everybody hate us. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to see who can I buy? I could buy a favor from you for 40 gold. I would much rather buy a favor than request council support. I don't like owing them anything. So I'm going to buy a favor. 40, okay, so 40 gold from you. What about the other people here? Wait a second. I can't buy a favor from you? Why can't I buy a favor from you? Okay, buy favor. 40 gold? Buy favor. No. But I think he is voting on our side. Buy favor. 40 gold, but he wouldn't do it. Can't buy a favor from him for some reason. And he will let us... He will let us buy... No, actually he won't. I wonder if he's backing that plot. No. Okay. Is there anybody who would... Nope. Nope. Okay, well, what we're going to do is we are going to go into this, and this guy right here, our steward, I think, yep, he will do this. He will say, yep, sure, I'll do it. So let's pay him the money. Pay the man. So now he owes us a favor, right? And what we do is we come over here and we say, oh, he's considering an offer. Okay, we have to wait for that to go through. So let's go ahead and wait for that. Good news, my lord. We have received credible reports of a recent sighting of the Great White Stag, province of Tuamumain. Well, hopefully we'll get it this year. Okay, so peace be with you. I graciously accept your offer and will remember your good intentions in the future. So we say one character owes us a favor. So now what we can do is we can call in the council support, and he will vote the same as what we vote for 3 years, which is pretty dang good. So now we go to this, and boom, we can do it. Because in the case of a tie, it goes to us. But before we fire this thing off, we want to go ahead and get our levies raised. So boom, boom. Get everybody moved up here. And massed together. Come together right now. Move over here. Now we may have to move them right back off. Used to be, whenever you would do this, whenever you would imprison somebody, if you didn't catch them and they raised their flag in rebellion towards you, what you could do is you could just park on their county and they could never even raise their levies. But it seemed like that got changed. But we're going to try it anyways. So, all right, we're going to send this off. Can't revoke his title. So we're going to imprison him. Boop. And he did raise his flag in rebellion. So, we are getting a siege already. So good. And now we can appoint somebody much, much better to be our chancellor. This guy, Tordelbach. So let's, Tordelbach, yeah, he actually likes us quite a bit. Let's have you try to fabricate in Osrage. And yeah, he can't even raise his troops, guys. You've gathered your followers and your hunting dogs. You've saddled your horse and prepared your weapons. You're ready to set out hunting the great white stag. Your dog is growing quickly and is no longer a little puppy. He runs fast and has a keen nose, and your dog handlers praise his good character, which is good because you can also have a dog that's kind of a rotten egg and will go around biting people. All right, so maybe I did something wrong that other time whenever I couldn't siege, but yeah, siege is progressing well. You spend weeks in the wilderness searching for any trace of your prey, but are forced to return empty-handed. You are sure that no one's impressed by your failed adventure. Because we already have this humble, this will give us nothing. Normally, if you do not have the trait humble, if you take the "it's my own failure" thing, you'll still lose 20 prestige, but you'll gain the trait humble. We could do this and blame our retainers and keep our prestige, but then we would become arbitrary, which is terrible. So we're just going to take the prestige loss. So. Oh, yeah, we're running a budget deficit, which stinks, but can't really be helped. I guess we could borrow money from the Jewish moneylenders. We could. We could. I'm going to try to hold off on it. I'm going to try. I mean, if you go negative, the big thing is that if you stay negative for too long... Oh, our Spy Master's idle. If you stay negative for too long, you can have like smuggler rings and bandits and stuff pop up, which will lead to inefficient taxation for a while. So let's have you... You know what? Let's have you scheme here now and see if we can catch this guy in some shady business. Yeah, we're definitely running up a little bit of a debt, aren't we? Negative 24. But it's because we have our army race. That's why. I mean, if we look here, we can see we're spending 5 gold a month on our army. Yeah, and meanwhile our monthly income is not nearly that. Oh, there it is. So that guy is also trying to fabricate a claim. Good work, man. Man, oh man. If only we could revoke these guys' titles. We don't have that. We don't have that available to us yet. We may have to borrow money from the Jewish moneylenders just to be able to bribe people to the point to where we can revoke these titles. Because that's something that we need to do. If we revoke those titles, we're going to hold them personally, which means we're going to get more troops, more taxes, which is important. 68, so we're going to have to siege it all the way down to get it to 100%, but that's fine. It's because we didn't do any fighting. I don't feel too well. Something is wrong with me. I'm burning up with fever, my nose is running, and my head feels as if someone is banging something hard against it. So this gives us the trait ill, which ill gives us -1 martial, -10 fertility, -2 health, -1 personal combat skill. But what you got to keep in mind here is our focus is hunting focus, which gives us a +1 to health, and we have a hunting dog, which gives us another +1 to health. So this is why hunting focus is so good, is because you get that hunting dog, and then when you become ill, it just takes you back to a base 0 health, which is what most normal characters have. So, okay, we're ill, but we feel pretty much the same as we always have. I woke this morning and felt much better. It seems my illness has passed, so we're not ill anymore. Sorry I keep yawning, guys. It's kind of warm in this office, and when I get warm, I get kind of tired, you know? Okay, so that is 100%. What's going to happen here is he's going to lose a boatload of prestige. He's going to get imprisoned, and we're going to gain 50 prestige, and he's branded a traitor. Now, under normal circumstances, what would happen is we would come here and we'd revoke his title. But we can't. We can't because revocation law is not enabled, and we don't have 50 prestige. We're at -60 prestige right now. So we really need to find a way to get this passed. We've got a supporter, Dondabund. That's because we've bribed him. We only need one more. is all we need is one more supporter, and we can push this thing through. So, if we look on title revocation, we have 3 opponents: Bishop Kolob, Mayor Rumen, Tor Delbach. Undecided is Domhnall Uaniel. So if we look at our council here, he actually is opposed. I wonder though, could we request council support? He would. And we will owe him a favor. We can't, I don't understand why we can't buy a favor. Okay, we can't afford the 40 gold. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the loan from the moneylenders at this point. I think that I'm going to view this as an investment in our future, basically. Because the quicker we can get this thing up and rolling, the better off we're going to be here. So let's get this thing rolling. Let's borrow our money from the moneylenders, and then we're going to go back over here, and we're going to go... We want to go to our council, and I want to buy a favor from you for 40 gold. Boom. Now he's going to consider this, right? Just the same as the last guy. My liege, your wisdom and mercy are legendary. I graciously accept your gift and remember your good intention in the future. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and call in that council support. And then we're going to go to this law. And now we have 2 supporters, 2 opponents, and 1 is undecided. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get a vote. It's going to be tied, and then it's going to pass on through. So we're gonna go ahead and approved. Boom. So now we can. Tor Delbach did vote for the title revocation, so good. And then Don DeBon also voted. I wish it would show you how the undecided guy voted. That would be cool. Cool. All right, so now they don't owe us any more favors, and we don't owe them any favors because we paid them. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to disband our troops. Actually, cancel that. We might just go right down here and grab this guy because he doesn't have a lot of levies. What we are going to do is you, sir, are going to get revoked. Oh, we don't have 50 prestige. Well, once we finish up with this down here, we should have 50 prestige. So we are going to imprison you. Yep, everybody's lining up behind it. Okay, yeah, they still have to return a favor. No particular opinion. You fucks. You fucks. Really, you have no particular opinion, and this guy is a traitor to the kingdom. Okay. Alright, so we really don't want to catch him. We actually want him to raise his flag in rebellion. Perfect. Perfect. Because we want him to be an honest-to-God traitor. Wow, we don't have enough troops to even siege this down because he has 1,300. So what we probably need to do is move off of him, and yeah, we'll move back off of him. He'll raise his troops at this point, but not a huge deal. Disband. Okay, raise that back up. Yeah, we don't even need our vassal levies, I don't think. Head back in. Okay, more levy reinforcements, very good, especially since we're at war. You can see he raised his troops and they're not even at full morale, so we have 2-to-1 numbers and they're not at full morale, so we're just going to roll in here and crush them. Good news, my lord. We received credible reports of a recent sighting of the great white stag in the province of Rome. So if you're keeping track at home, this is the fourth time that we, I think fourth or fifth, that this white stag event's come up, and so far nothing. We did find a very able person. We bought a potion from an old hag. Other than that, everything's been pretty boring and status quo. Saddle my horse. Okay, so there we go. And because he raised his levies now, you can see this number went down because the way that the game figures up the numbers for the defenders of the siege is it adds the garrison to the levy. So that's why we couldn't siege it. But now we can siege it just fine. He might not even have enough soldiers to siege anything for us. You've gathered your followers and your hunting dogs. You have saddled your horse and prepared your weapons. You're ready to set out to hunt the great white stag.
This time it will not escape me.
Okay, same thing. Spend weeks in the wilderness searching for any trace of your prey, but you are forced to return empty-handed. You're sure that no one's impressed by your failed adventure. It's my own failure. Stinks. Lost 20 more prestige. But we're going to get prestige when we win this war. Our hope is that once we get above 50, it's going to be awesome. Once we get above 50, it's going to be awesome because then we can revoke both of those counties and we'll have 3 counties that we're personally holding, which will give us massive... Ooh, she's strong. Cool. Give us a massive amount of troops. Okay, we have a child that lacks childhood focus. First Sue McBrien, my grandson. Let's try to make him a genius. Let's give him thrift. Really, really would like to have a genius inherit the title. It'd be really good. Hey, our spy master's idle again. I guess we will study technology now. We can't even make it all the way over there. Okay. Well, I will send you over here, and you'll study in the Holy Roman Empire. So, unpause. So once we get this siege down, we should see a pretty big flop. You can see we're losing a lot of score right now because we don't have the war goal, but once we take the war goal here, you're going to see a huge swing in war score. Yeah, immediately went up to 50. So we need 655. Yeah, this won't be too bad. This might do it here, maybe. I hope. We hope. Nope. One more. One time. One time, baby. Okay, so now... Really? Oh, that was terrible. That's like the worst thing that could have happened. Because this guy is not a traitor. We can't revoke his title. We can plot to kill him, which is probably what we will do. Is plot to kill him. Because we are his heir. But yeah, that's terrible. Because we can't revoke his title. Not the way we could revoke the other guy's title. Alright, boom. Alright, so we won. We're at negative 10 prestige. We gain about 1 per month. So it would take about 4 years for us to revoke this guy's title. No, I won't do that. My granddaughter. Well, we're focusing on trying to get some geniuses floating around here. So, all right, let's take a look at our plot screen here. Yeah, nobody would back this plot. Could we plot to kill you? We could, and there are people who would back it. However, it's probably not going to be enough to get much done. Even with our spy master. Spy master 14, so plus 7, it'd only be like 50%. That's not really going to be enough. Normally you need something above 100 to get that to fire. What we could do is when he is... Oh, well, this is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to educate him. We personally are going to educate him. No! No! I'm your friggin' lead. They shouldn't be able to say no to this, in my opinion. Like, I'm your liege, man. If I tell you that I'm going to educate you, you should go with it. Okay, well, I guess we should probably put a cut in there because this video's went on pretty long. In our next video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to get enough prestige scratched up so that we can revoke this, and then we're going to try to get something going here too. Because because we want to hold all of these personally. Once we hold all 3 of these personally, we'll have a pretty good size army, and we should be able to do some interesting things. Like we could probably go ahead and war for Lagan, and then if Osterreich, if we ever get the claim there, we could definitely war for that. So generally with an Irish start, once you start getting the hardest part usually is getting your first county or 2 under your belt, and once you get your first county or 2 under your belt, it's just a matter of time before you snowball. And then once you get up to being King of Ireland, which requires 1 duchy and 7 counties, I believe it's 1 duchy. Maybe it's 2. Maybe. Let's see. Click on our crest, go to Ireland, create 2 duchies. So 2 duchies and 7 counties. Generally, after that, what you can do is everybody else who's left, you can offer them vassalization, and they'll probably take it. So, anyways, thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, game on.